What's up everybody, thank you so much for joining me into Manor Lords. My name is Axfield, and with today's playthrough I thought it would be pretty cool to do a challenge for myself where I will make a town that will be a carnivore town. So they will eat no vegetables and no fruits. So the foods that I will be limited to is the meat, eggs, sausages, fish, and then I'll also add honey to that list. So I'm currently playing on the Winding Rivers map, and after a few rerolls I found this piece of land which have given us a rich deposit of wild animals. We've also got a pond with a shoal of fish, and then we've also got fertile grounds over here. Now obviously we are limited to the flax and the barley for this playthrough specifically, but it is going to come in handy, these fertile grounds, especially when we're starting to produce the ale. Now one thing that I am concerned about is that we don't have salt, and salt is quite expensive to import and we need that to create the sausages, but we're going to try and make this work in any case. So I'm going to just get going over here. Don't want to be too far from the wildlife spawning point, and I'm going to just make the road come up like this. Actually want to make it more straight over here, so let's just do it like that. And I'm going to add a connection point over here. I kind of like to do these triangle connection points because I feel like when the people move around here it's a more like of a free flow. Right, and we're going to set up our logging camp. I'm going to place it maybe just over here, like so. Then we're only uprooting 2 trees, and we can also then place our wood cutting hut. We can place right over there, and let's just see for the well point. You see this is pretty perfect, so we can just place our well point over there. And then I want to also squeeze my hitching post in here, maybe on the opposite side. Now let's just see if we've got enough space here for the market stalls. I want to maybe use the square over here. Now this is perfect. So I'm going to use this little triangle piece. I'm going to use this as the market square. And then we can set up our baggage plots on this side. So it's not too far from our starting point. Now, first of all, let's just also get the granary up. And the granary, I'm going to maybe just place over here, like so. And then we can also set up the storehouse. Here we go. And I'm going to just quickly fast forward this. Now the nice thing about building a carnivore town is that your baggage plots don't have to be big, because you're not going to have any crops. So we're not going to do any vegetables, no apples. And with the animals you don't need big baggage plots. So if we do eggs, or we've got the pigs or the goats, whatever, we're not going to use a big space. So I'm going to try and make the baggage plots as small as possible. Just give a small extension. But I want to really step up my egg production for this playthrough. Let's just see the hunting camp. I must just set that up also quickly. Here we go. So we can place that maybe just over there. I think that's going to be fine. And I'm going to assign all the people, all the families that I can here to the logging camp. Now my intention is to move the logging camp a little bit further away from the spawning point here of the wild animals. They can migrate slightly a little bit deeper, but I don't want them to go too far from my starting point. Actually, you know, I can just make a road, a temporary road to come through over here. There we go. Okay, so we're just connecting it like there. It's just going to make the whole transportation a bit easier. Right, so we've got our woodcutter over here. Once the granary is up, I'm going to just move all of my resources, because it starts raining. Yeah, it's almost always with this game, like when I start out, the rain starts almost immediately. So I need to move all of my goods as quick as possible. So let's just make the storehouse also a priority, high priority, very high priority. Okay, we've got our one family now that's doing the hunting over here. And at least we've got some bread stored now. So that's going to go to the food stall. Okay, and we've got a decent amount of timber already. So I'm going to start with the baggage plots. Now I'm going to, it's going to look a little bit funny, but I'm going to kind of do it like with an angle. Let's see if we can do it like this. So you see all of these houses will have an extension. Yeah, I think this is going to be perfect. I'm going to do it just like that. It's going to just look a little bit more neat. So I'm going to just make the starting point a little bit lower. See if we can do it like this. I'm going to try and make it square. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's going to be good. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the road through like this. And yeah, let's just maybe do this as well. I'm going to just do it like this, and then we can add a few extra baggage plots over here. Also make them square with the other ones. So now these ones we can make a lot smaller. They're going to just look a little bit more neat. Just pull this road up. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do it just like that. Okay, now we've got sufficient housing for everybody. And let's just speed it up again. Right, so we're starting to produce our first meat and also some leather, or rather some hides. I'm still waiting for them to complete the storehouse over here. Oh, you see, that's the problem. I assigned all my families, so there was no family that can help with the construction. I sometimes do make this mistake. Okay, there we go. So we've got the storehouse up. Let's just assign one family over here. Alright, so we've got the meat and the bread going. So with my research, the first thing I want to do is to either do the trapping or to do the sheep breeding, but I suppose I'm going to do the trapping first. I just want to see what stocks are damaged over here. We've already moved all the stocks, so I don't know what stocks they are referring to. In any case, okay, we're going to just systematically add all the baggage plots. And I'm going to have to start immediately setting up my chicken coops. Now we're going to need planks for that. So yeah, it is quite tricky to do this like carnivore diet. At least we've got plenty of meat. So that is the one big concern that we've sorted out. Okay, so we just need one more baggage plot set up over here just to keep everybody happy. And then from there we can start inviting more people to the town. Let's just see, we've got plenty of timber. Okay. So what I'm going to do is... Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do this one. I'm going to maybe just go with the trapping. Skillful layer traps give us a passive amount of meat. Okay. Yeah. So it's either the trapping or the beekeeping that I want to do first. The trade logistics is also a good one to have. I always want to actually do this one. To establish the trade routes, it's going to cost half. You know what, let's do this one. So I'll probably use this progression 1, 2, 3, maybe like that. Let's do that. Because we've got enough meat and anyways to go around. And we need to set up the trade quickly so that I can start building my chicken coops. Right, Right, we're gonna just set up our militia over here. Right, I'm gonna just immediately start with the new burgage plots. So let's just do a few. I can make them smaller. Yeah, this should actually be perfect. So now what we can do is we can do the same on this side. We can also do the small burgage plots just like that, facing the other way around. They're still close enough to all of the goods that they need. So, and then obviously I'll just pull the road across like this. Here we go. Okay, see, this is the advantage of now doing this carnivore town. We can make a really compact city. So then from there, I'll probably place the church over here on this side. Yeah, right over here. Okay, and the tavern can also be very close by. It's going to be a nice layout. Right, so we just need to get this approval rating up, and then from there we'll get more people that will come in. Right, we've got a decent amount of timber, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take away a family here from the logging camp, and I'm going to just assign them here to the woodcutters lodge, just to build up our fuel here for the town. Now hides and leather is obviously also going to be a main selling point for me, just to get the town up and running. You can see we're hardly making a dent on the wildlife over here, which is great. But as our town is going to grow, then obviously it's going to start dropping. But this is going to be good also with the advanced skinning. This is going to be a very useful one to have on a later stage. So we can do 6 upgrades with the current stage where the development of the game is. So we've got obviously this one, which is the trade logistics. Then from there I'm going to do the trapping, the advanced skinning. Is 3, 4, 5, and then we can do maybe another one. We can get hides from the traps. That's an option. Or we can do this one. So for the better deals, I'll probably do that at the end, because we're going to have to import the salt. So if I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, okay, so that's pretty much the developments that I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, sheep breeding, trapping, advanced skinning, beekeeping, trade logistics, and better deals. Yeah, so those are the ones that I want to look at. Now the fishing spot is quite far from where we are, but I have played before like where the pond was really far from where my town is, and it's still quite effective. I think you can just assign more family members then to do the fishing. Then it is still relatively effective, even if the pond is far from your starting point. So we've got now this extra burgage plot. Just want to see, okay, so we need 10 stone for the church and 20 planks. So we can build the saw pit now. I'm going to just go ahead and place the saw pit over there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign the family that's doing the wood cutting. I'm going to assign them to the saw pit just to give us a few planks so that we can then set up the chicken coops. So you can see here with the chicken coops we require 2 pieces of plank, and it's 15 coin per chicken coop to build. So we can place ourselves then 2 chicken coops to start with. Alright, and you can see the approval is now increasing because of the market food variety. We've only got the bread and the meat, but it is helping us to get that extra approval. So that family that's doing the wood cutting, I'm going to now just assign them here to the saw pit so that we can get some planks, and then from there we can just construct our first 2 chicken coops. After that, I want to also look at building up my trade post. I want to get that also set up relatively quick, and I think it might be a good idea to set it up close here to where my storage is. So let's maybe do that and just squeeze it in over here. I'm going to create another road just here at the back so we can place our tannery and maybe a few other structures like the beekeeping, the apiaries. We can also squeeze in here, then it's all close together. Alright, so there we've got now our 10 planks. I'm happy with that. And I'm going to just assign that same family now to go back here to the logging camp. And let's do this chicken coop and then another chicken coop. And we'll just start with that for now. I just want to see how much it's going to cost us to open up the trade route for the firewood. See, we've got an extra family available, so I'm going to just go ahead and assign them there to the wood cutting. Right, so now we're going to start producing some chicken eggs. Now, in order to feed a town with the chicken eggs, you need a lot of chicken coops. So it's actually a good idea that we're doing like this whole compact town setup. Now, yeah, I want to see if I can quickly set up a trade route here for the firewood specifically. So let's see, crafting. Here we go. Okay, so that's only going to cost us 2 coin. And I just want to see if we do the planks. The planks is going to be 6 coin. Okay, good. So, yeah, let's maybe set up the trade route for both planks and for the wood, for the firewood. I'm going to just open up the firewood first. Let's establish that trade route. And once I get another family in, I'm going to assign them to work here by the trading post. Let's see, firewood. Export. And we'll export when we get over 60, I think, maybe. Yeah, let's just do it like that. So what I'll do is while we wait for another family to move in, I'll just maybe move this family from the woodcutter's lodge back and forth between the woodcutter's lodge and the saw pit, just to create those extra planks, because I want to get trading with the planks as well. In fact, let's just open up the trade route here for the planks. That's 12 coin. Yeah. Let's do that. Export. And we can export the planks when we get over 20, I think. So yeah, you can see we've got plenty of meat. So at this stage of the game, the meat is going to be really useful, especially with the rich deposit. I don't think you can do the carnivore town without this rich deposit of wild animals. Well, either this or rich deposit of the shoal fish. I do believe that when we get the new or the next big update, we might have a bigger variety of food. I think I did read something up about it. I could be wrong, but I think we are going to get it. Alright, here we go. So we've got another family that moved in. I'm now just contemplating whether or not I want them by the trading post or by the saw pit. But I think let's assign them rather by the trading post. As I've mentioned, we can then move the family that's here by the woodcutter's hut. We can move them back and forth between the woodcutter's hut and the saw pit. So yeah, I'm going to just move them across here to the saw pit. Just build up some planks. And now with the next amount of coins that we are going to get in, I'm going to just go ahead and then build myself another chicken coop. And then from there, actually I can do that now. In fact, I can set up my tannery here at the back, as I've mentioned. See if I can squeeze it in. Yeah, I think I'm going to just go ahead and place it right over there like so. And then we can also open up the trade route for the leather. Now that's a bit more pricey to open up this trade route. Yeah, you're going to see that it's 90 coin. And I just want to see for the hides, 60 coin. And we get 4 coin for the hides. Major trades, okay. Can't see what I'm going to get for coins for this one. The trade route is required first. Export. Okay. Yeah, so they're not going to show us. I think I need to first get the tannery. Oh, the tannery is up. Right, we've got another family that moved in. So we're going to assign them there by the wood cutting. And we've got now a family here by the trading post. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so the money is actually accumulating pretty quick. Let's just add ourselves a chicken coop. And then with the next family that we will get in, we will then assign them to work at the tannery. We've got still 7 available living space. So we are definitely fine in regards to that. I'm going to go ahead and we can set up the church. Just need some extra wood first. Let's maybe just set up the forester hut as well. Get that going. Let's see here. Unassign, unassign. Trade over 20. Okay, cool. Right, I'm going to just assign another family here by the logging camp. I just want to build up my timber first. And let's get ourselves the forester hut set up. We just need to make sure that this logging camp doesn't go into that area over here where the wild animals are. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and add another family here to the woodcutter's hut. And I want to just increase the minimum limit here for the firewood, seeing that we're going into winter now. I'm going to maybe just push that up to 80. Okay, so we've got an extra family now. I think let's just go ahead and assign them there by the saw pit. We've got a very decent amount of coin now. And that's enough for us to open up the trade route here for the leather. Let's do that. Establish trade route. We're going to get 6 coin for the leather. So yeah, I'd rather than just export the leather instead of the hides. We're going to just get better money. And I'm going to maybe just say, yeah, let's just maybe say if we're over 40 leather. I think that's a decent enough amount. Right, I should have enough timber now for the church. Yeah, there we go. Okay, this is perfect. So I just want to squeeze it in here. Come on. I actually wanted to face this way. But it doesn't want to give me the option. Oh, too steep to build. Okay. So I'm going to have to place it like this. There was a location over here. There we go. Perfect. It doesn't actually look that steep. I didn't realize. Ah, it is pretty steep going that way. Okay, we've got another family. I'm going to assign them here to the forester hut. And I'm going to just limit them to plant trees over here. Okay, so everything is running like clockwork at the moment. We've only really got meat. But the next family that I'm going to get in, I'm going to assign by the tannery. We're going to just do some extra exports. For the leather specifically. And then we will be getting a decent amount of money in. And then from there I'm going to then obviously just set up some more chicken coops. And then I also want to place some animal pens. And I'm going to probably do a mix of goat sheds and pig farms. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and add some more chicken coops over here. I think I'm going to take this whole block over here and make them all with chicken coops. So it's basically these 7 houses. I'm going to all place chicken coops within them. Right, so we've got another family and they're going to go straight to the tannery. And then I think once we get now another family, I'll maybe also assign them here to the hunting lodge. Although they are digging into the wildlife pretty badly. So one family, I suppose, is enough here for the hunting. Yeah, we can maybe look at getting a family to start fishing as well. The farming we can set up pretty much over here towards this side. Just want to see how the fertility is looking. Yeah, so the flax is looking good here and barley right next to it. We've got a very fertile piece of land over here for the barley specifically. So I'll probably just move my crop fields up to this side. Flax, barley. So I kind of want to get like a middle point over here for the flax and the barley. Let's just do those extra chicken coops. Okay. Now from here I'm going to mix and match with the goat pens and the pig farms. We're going to just mix it all up. Market clothing variety. Oh, we've only got leather available, but we're getting that extra approval from the clothing variety. Alright, so you can see the coin is looking fantastic at the moment. So that's just from that little bit of trade that we did with the leather. So let's go ahead and set up some pens over here. Let's maybe look at doing 2 goat sheds and 2 pig farms. I'm going to just go with that. So that we can then obviously produce that extra hide as well with the goat sheds. I'm going to also maybe go ahead and start leveling up my burgage plots. So if we've got 2 leveled up, then we can go to the next settlement level. Okay, so that will allow me then to maybe do the trapping. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that next. We're going to do the trapping, and then from there I'm going to open up the sheep breeding as the third one. And we'll take it further from there as we progress. Now we're going to need stone to upgrade the granary. And you know what? I think I'm going to assign a family just to harvest the stone that we've got over here. We've got a deposit of 140 stone. That's pretty decent. But let's just make a road come through this way. Yeah, just like that, so that they can get to the stone a little bit quicker. I think I want to maybe just go ahead and assign them straight away. I'm going to just place it over here. Not too far from the actual village. Kind of like getting an in-between point between the stone and the village. So as you can see, the eggs are like, it takes a crazy amount of chicken coops to just produce enough eggs for the village. The only thing that's really featuring is the meat, but we've got some eggs here in the food store. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead. Might want to look at doing more variety. So maybe, oh, I'm really thinking of this, if I should maybe not do the beekeeping first. Now you can see here, there's a small writing over here that says every region can sustain up to 2 apiaries by default. And by placing more, it will not increase the yields. Alright, so what to do? I think let's do the beekeeping, because let's say, for example, if the chicken eggs are not enough, they can compensate with the honey. So yeah, I'm gonna just go for it. We're gonna do the beekeeping, and we're gonna squeeze it in here. As I've mentioned before, there's a nice little spot here for the apiaries. Alright, so of course we will get people that will be upset over here, although from the fuel stall supply. Okay, I don't know why that is an issue. Okay, in any case, let's upgrade our hitching post over here. I want to also look at just adding another hitching post. Squeeze it somewhere in here. And we can put it right over there. Keep everything kind of central. We've got an extra family available, which I think the best thing to do is... I was thinking of maybe letting them get the stone, but I think I'll rather assign them first here by the apiary. And then a family that I'll get after them, I'll then assign here to the stone cutting. Okay. So yeah, you see we do need the stone here for the manor as well, so that's definitely the next family that I'm going to assign, which I got just now. We're going to do the stone cutting with that family. And that will just give us the resources now to upgrade our granary. For the storehouse, we only need wood and planks. So we can do that. We can upgrade the storehouse. Track their movement. So I do want to keep an eye on when the raiders are going to come in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade this burgage plot over here. And I'm going to use this burgage plot to make bow and arrows for us. And we can then use those war bows we can use for just to sell as well. But just to assign some of our archers to just fight off the first raiders that we're going to get in. And now I still need to assign the animals, which type of animals I want. So I think I'm going to go with the 2 goats. 2 goats and then 2 pigs. Let's do that. Okay, so meat is definitely not going to be a problem for us. Not until much later. And we do have some eggs there within the food stall, so that's okay. We just need, for now at least, we just need those 2 different food sources. Just to upgrade these initial houses. Now we also do get quite a big benefit with tax if you upgrade the burgage plots. So I want to systematically just upgrade all of them to level 2 at least. Okay, so let's see here. So we're going to do the bowyer's workshop. And I want to produce specifically the war bows. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. Now, obviously you need an extra family now to work at the bowyer's workshop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unassign a family here by the logging camp. So we need 1 family available just to help with the general construction. And we've got some stone in now. So the first thing I want to do is to upgrade my granary. And then from there we're going to place our manor. This hitching post, you know what, we can actually... Let me just see here. Let me just order another ox. I'm I'm going to place this hitching post over here. I think I'm going to just do that. And then what we can do is we can place our manor over here. Alrighty, so I'm going to just commit with this first basic structure. Let's just commit with that. Okay, and we slowly but surely we're starting to produce honey as well. So as I've mentioned, if we're not going to have any eggs available, then at least we'll have the honey then to compensate with that. So that we've got then at least that 2 food sources. And then eventually when we've got those extra families, we'll start assigning them to just get some fish for us as well. And see now the AI are starting to claim territory over here. Which territory are they claiming? Oh, this one over here. Okay. Schachspitz. Schachspitz. I think that's how you pronounce it. Alright. But I don't even think with this playthrough I'm going to worry about going into another territory, because I want to first see, or the whole point is I want to see if I can make a town function effectively without eating any fruit or vegetable. Okay, so I'm going to assign that family back to the logging camp. We need that extra family for the logging camp. Because they dig through the wood pretty quickly, the saw pit and also the woodcutter's lodge. They really do go through it quickly. Okay, so we're going to just wait another 13 days and we can order ourselves another ox. And let's just see here for the warbows. Okay, we only need 100 coin to open up this trade route. I do have enough. Establish trade route, and we're going to export that as well, and that's going to give us 5 coins per warbow. Let's just see. I don't want him to dig into all my storages. I want to keep some warbows out obviously for my troops, so we can maybe say if it's over, actually if it's over 10, I think that should be fine. So let's see, for the warbows, there we go, we only need some planks. And we can get going with that right away. I'm going to also assign my militia archers. Here we are. And now from here we can systematically start to add some more baggage plots. So I'm going to just extend the road. Let's just maybe do it up to here and bring it down like so. Then it's going to look nice and neat. Let's see how many we can get. Another 3 houses in. Yeah, perfect stuff. Okay, that's fantastic. So you see, it's actually kind of nice to make a carnivore town, because you can make your town really compact. If this works, it might be a future system that I'm going to follow. Not enough construction material. You can just see, what do we need? Okay. Oh, okay, I think they need some extra planks over here. Yeah. Alright, so we still have a decent amount of coin left. Let's just go ahead and add some more pens. Or chicken coops. Now, you know what? I'm going to use those 3 for the chicken coops. I don't want to touch any of these baggage plots to build any extensive workshops at the back. I'm going to just keep the chicken coops over here, and then we can add workshops on this side. So, okay, but in any case, let's do maybe one more animal pen, and I'll do the goats there as well then. Okay, so we just want to make sure that they don't surpass the limit of 10 wild animals per herd. Okay, that's good. You know what I would have liked is to see maybe more than 1 herd in a territory. That kind of would have made more sense in my opinion, if we had more than 1 of these herds roaming around. It would make things a little bit easier, like with the meat production. Not that we're struggling at the moment, but I think it would just been a nicer setup, you know, having maybe at some locations having more than 1 wildlife spawning point. Okay, I know we require those extra resources. But come on, man. just ordering another ox over here. Let's just see. Okay, so we're gonna have 3 oxen. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna maybe just do one more order for the oxen. Okay, we've got a stable space over here. So yeah, so we're gonna just do one more after this ox has arrived. So we've got currently now 6 archers available. Also got another family in. I'm gonna maybe just go ahead and add one family to work here by the church. I don't really think it makes any difference. Because you see, like, if we've got the church built, I really don't know what this family does. Like, I've been playing Manor Lords for so long. If any of you know what, aside from burying people, you know, that die, setting up graveyards, I don't know, like, if there's any other benefit of having a family working at the church. But I'll just assign them there, just because. Yeah, I see we've got now the stone amount is building up very nicely. We're going to deplete this deposit very soon, which is great, because then I'm going to remove this family over here and assign them at a different location. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna, as I've said, I'm gonna carry on just adding some more chicken coops. We want to make sure that we've got plenty of eggs. Okay, so the eggs are starting to accumulate. I'm gonna add my goat shed over there. Right, and we've got now our manor also set up, so this will give us our retinue. Alright, so let's just see here for the taxes. I'm gonna do the 10% for the taxes. Tithing. Yeah, let's leave the tithing for now. Right, so the farmhouse, let's just see for the flax, barley. Okay, yeah. You know what, I think this is going to be a good location for us to then just place the farmhouse over here. More or less. Okay, so you can see that we're digging into the logs really quickly, so because they have to go now a little bit further to get the pieces of logs. So we're going to assign another family there, I think. I'm going to just do that for now. What I probably can do is, we've got the marketplace over here and we've got a well point also here. Let's supply up to 50 baggage plots. How many are we supplying now currently? 15. Okay. Oh, so we've got weak supply on this side. Okay, you know what? Let's maybe set up another well point over here. We're just waiting now for that timber. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and place it on this side. Right, okay, so the timber, it's starting to slowly accumulate. Okay, and you can see that we are getting like a little bit of storage with the eggs. We're getting those extra eggs in. But you know, if this was the real medieval times, these people would live in absolute luxury. Because all of the goods that we're supplying here would be probably considered as luxury goods. I mean, most people in those times didn't have access to any type of meat sources. I think I can live in a town like that. Just having all of the goods that they've got currently. Alright, so now we've got those 3 families that's working here by the logging camp. Considering moving the logging camp maybe towards the next to the church. The forester here will obviously replant all of the trees over time, or I can move the logging camp towards this side, actually. Relocate, maybe towards this side. Yeah. Let's do that. I'm gonna just relocate them to that side. And now I'm gonna also go ahead and add myself another ox. Yeah, there we go. Let's do one more ox. I'm gonna upgrade that hitching post, and we can upgrade this one as well. So ultimately, I think if I've got 6 oxen for this town, I think we should be fine. And we'll keep those 3 families over there. Stone deposits nearly done, so then I'm going to unassign this family here. And we can look for a different place where we can add this family. And let's just see here for the retinue. Customization. Recruit men at arms. Okay, so we need 50 coin to have another men at arms. We've got still plenty of time before the raiders get to us, so we can still build up our retinue nicely. I've got currently 200 coin in my regional wealth, which is very decent. Okay, I want to see, so we need 5 level 2 burgage plots to go to the next level. And you know, I think I should really get going with that so that we can start with the sheep breeding. So, what do we need? Okay, we need just the logs, really. Alright, so I'm hoping they will move a little bit quicker on this. I'm gonna just permanently assign 1 livestock over here, one of the oxen, to help with all of the wood, because they are taking their sweet time. So if we've got an ox permanently assigned here, I think it's just gonna be much better. You know, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just temporarily, I know we are going to change these into workshops eventually, but I'll just then maybe temporarily change these to chicken coops. We've got currently 3 families available that we can assign. Actually 2. Want to keep the one out. Okay, we've got the timber, so let's start upgrading. Let's start upgrading these burgage plots. Okay, so I think the meat is going to, from here on forward, it's going to slowly but surely start dropping. Unless I add more burgage plots, that's also going to produce the meat. So for some reason our timber production is really slow. You know what? I've got to just limit my saw pit over here. So we're going to go to the advanced settings over here, and let's just say I'm going to limit the plank production to 100. And okay, looks like the woodcutter you cannot limit. Okay, that's fine, but we'll just limit the saw pit now, and then that will just help us get those timber that we need. Right, so we're getting 3 additional approval specifically for the church level, and then we get 1 for the market clothing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to assign another family here by the apiary. Just see if we can produce a little bit of extra honey. And then from there, I suppose we can add another family over here with the granary. Yeah, let's do that. Now we've got a decent amount of timber extra. I think let's go ahead and add ourselves the farmhouse, and I want to place it, like I said, more or less over here. Flax. Oh, we've got some green over here. I'm going to place it right over there. So this area over here I think is a really good location, because we've got quite green amounts of, or how can I say, green fertility, extra fertility in this area for the flax, and then also the barley. It's both overlapping in this location, so we'll make that our first crop fields. Now I've almost got enough coin in my treasury to recruit 2 extra men-at-arms. Okay, so we've got now 3 timber. I'm going to just let that timber accumulate until we've got 6. There we go. And we can add then another 3 burgage plots over here. See if we can do 3. Make it a little bit longer. Can we squeeze 3 in? Not enough goods. Okay, we'll just wait for that timber. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it just like that. It's gonna look pretty neat. And we'll probably have to do another well, just to keep everything close together. No fields to work. Okay, well that's fine. Let's just see our crop fields. Right, I feel like doing 1 Morgan fields is decent enough. So I'm gonna just go with that. Make them 1 Morgan. There we go. And then we can do like a 3rd one, which I'm gonna place. Yeah, I'm gonna place it right over here. .2. Okay, well that's fine. We'll just do 3 because they work in rotations of 3. So the first one, let's see, flax, crop rotations, barley, and fallow. Okay, then we'll do this one. We'll do barley, fallow, flax, and then for the last one, we'll start with the fallow, then we'll do the flax and the barley. Okay, so I think they're all well structured here now. Okay. Right, and we can systematically now just add families here to work at the farmhouse. Now the fishing hut I'll probably place over here, like so. And as I've mentioned, they do have a far way to walk, but if you assign more than 1 family, it is effective. And because we're going to have such a compact town, I think we won't have any issues with that. Now what I think of doing is I'll probably move, in fact let's do that now. I'm going to move the forester hut towards this location over here. And then these structures I'll just move across, and then we can add some more burgage plots over here. Just to keep everything close to the marketplace. But the town's already looking nice. We're going to just upgrade this burgage plot, and that will unlock the sheep breeding for us. Then from there, we're going to also set up a trading for the livestock, a trade post for the livestock specifically. Okay, it's not going to squeeze in there. I want to kind of like determine where I want to place my sheep farms. And you know what? I think it's actually not a bad idea to have my sheep farms on this side. So maybe we should do the livestock trading post. We should do it just over here. This will also account like as a barrier, like for burgage plots that I'm going to place here. So let's just set it up like that. Got now some extra families in, and I think I should just maybe start and add my families here to the farmhouse. Settlement level increased, and we can go ahead and do the sheep breeding. Effectively reducing import prices with 5. Okay, so that will definitely be at the later stage when we get to the salt and we're starting to produce sausages. That's going to be an important one. Right, so fuel is going down. So what I think I'm going to do, let me just move this over here. Yep. So we're gonna have to push our, let me just see the amount that we trade. I'm gonna make this more. Maybe if it's over 120, I think I'm gonna just do that. Eventually I'll stop trading with the firewood, because you get such little money, so I just feel like it's not really worth it. Okay, we can add a family over there. I'm gonna do that. And let's just see, where's our eggs at? Okay, so we can do with them some extra eggs. So more chicken coops it will be. Right, so from here we're going to have to start building our level 3 burgage plots in order for us to level up our settlement level. We're going to need a third type of food source. Now obviously we do have the 3. We've got the honey, the eggs and the meats. But as I've mentioned before, the honey and the eggs takes really long to produce, and you don't produce a lot of it. So I'll most definitely will have to set up my fishing as well if we want to upgrade to another development level. I'm only going to consider importing the salt once we've got this button unlocked, the better deals. So then we can get much better prices for the salt. I'm gonna have to look for now, maybe look for something else that we can export. Although the warbows I think is going to do the trick in any case. Just for now at least. Right, so let's add to the retinue. Almost got 150. So we can add 3 more soldiers to the retinue. I'll definitely do that. There we can go with another chicken coop. Okay, so the egg production is building up nicely. We've got now another extra family available. Advanced. Let's see. You know, I would have loved doing the heavy plow. Yeah, that would have been great for the crop fields over here. But it's okay. Seeing that we're only doing the barley and the flax, I'm not going to bother too much with it. But I'll most definitely will have to have a storage, a large storehouse on that side. I think so. Yeah, let's see, flax. Flax, what else can we get? Flax. And the barley has to go into the granary, right? Yeah, okay, the barley has to go into the granary. So I think what I am going to do is I'm going to add some more storage on this side. I'm going to have another storehouse and granary on this side, just to help basically bringing all the crops that we've got over here, just to get them into storage quickly. There we go. So the foresters I'm going to just assign to work over here. We've got still living space available for 2 families. Let's see with the water. Okay, everybody is well supplied. I'm just going to move this across also towards the side. Let's see if I can pull the road through here. Yeah, let's just do that. And we can move the saw pit over here. And the stable can also come across. Here we go. And then what I'm going to do is, once they've moved all the supplies over here, all the wood, I'll add a couple of extra burgage plots over here. We can do quite a few right over here. And then we've got a really nice and compact town. Eric storage full. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, we've got plenty of wood now, so I'm going to unassign one family there. Let's just maybe do another family here to the farmhouse. And we can maybe just look at adding another apiary, so let's do that. I'm going to place it right over here like so. We will have the extra storage now, so let's see if we can do this. Yeah, I think I'm going to just go ahead and do this. So then the storage we can squeeze in over here. The granary and the storehouse. So the granary can go in there, and oops, let me just make sure I've got the storehouse selected. Yeah, there we go. So this is nice. So we can just do it like that. It fits in very nicely. And we'll have families assigned on that side as well. Okay, there we go. So we've got now another family there working at the apiary. So we're going to just try and supply them with the 3 different goods. Just at least some of the houses, if we can. Let's recruit some men-at-arms. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll build it up now. Treasury is doing pretty well. Okay, so I do want to add myself the garrison tower. I'm gonna maybe just go ahead and do that. We've got enough resources now, so let's just do that. Okay, so to upgrade to level 3, we're gonna need 4 roof tiles, 12 planks, and then we also need an additional clothing option. Okay, so the next option will obviously be, for me personally, I would say it would be the boots. So I'll probably do like a cobbler's workshop. We do need tools as well, so I need to import the tools, definitely. Okay, so you know what we're gonna do? I've got a decent amount of money. Let's just see, where's the tools? Oh, here we go. Alright, so 150 points to open up this trade route, and I also want to open up the trade route for the roof tiles. Super expensive, but maybe while we've got money, I'm gonna just go ahead and do that. Let's see what else we can do here. Yeah, okay. So right, I'm not gonna worry about anything else at the moment. The tools we can import, and we don't need a lot. I mean, we can maybe just do let's do 5 tools. Not enough supplies. Okay, fuel. Where's my woodcutter? Here we go. Okay, so the fuel is running kind of low. The next family I'll have to assign here to the woodcutter's lodge. I just want them to clear out the supplies over here. Right, so we've got another granary and storehouse that's set up over there. So this is just going to help basically with our crop fields that we've got over here. Now we planted, or I set up these crop fields a little bit late, so that's why missing bronze fertilization. Yeah, that's why we didn't get any crops at this stage. Let's just make it a high priority. Yeah, so they can just take all those supplies. We've got some more stable space, so let's add another ox. Okay. Right, so now they've cleared up the space here for us for more baggage plots. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. That looks nice. So we're gonna add 4 baggage plots over there. Good. Okay, so egg production is stabilizing quite nicely. I would even say the honey is also doing well. Right, so we've got another family in, and I think I'm gonna have to assign them to do the wood cutting. See, that's going a little bit slow. Right, so these ones, I think I can do a combination of eggs and meat. Just want to see, did I assign all of these? Yeah. These ones are also all assigned. Yeah, okay. Right, so more eggs. We need blanks. Wait. Oh, why don't I have any family assigned at the saw pits? I forgot to reassign them. Oh my goodness, okay. Well, the next family that comes in will assign to the saw pit then. Or actually, for now, let's... My stone cutter family. Ah, there we go. We can move them. And I'll assign them then at the saw pit. Right, so the raiders are going to come in 44 days. And I think we are adequately prepared for them. We've got 24 archers, 20 spear militiamen. And so far we've got 9 in the retinue. I think we should be able to get up to 11 in the retinue before they come. So yeah, I think we're going to be prepared enough. Right, chicken coop. And then from there we can just... Yeah, let's do maybe... I think I'm going to just go for the goat sheds. Yeah. Yeah. Let's rather go for the goat sheds and then I'll do another chicken coop. So you can see the AIs, they're obviously now just claiming all of the territories. I'm honestly not too worried about it, really. At this stage I can't be bothered too much. Right, I'm gonna just go ahead and add some more burgage plots over here. I don't know, I can't see the territory line. Ah, there. Yeah. So I'm right on the border. Want to see if they allow me to build over here. How far can I go in? So they are pretty lenient. You can kind of like go over the red line. I've never built so close to the border before. But they are quite lenient. Let's see if we can do it a little bit with an angle. So yeah, we can do it with an angle. And there's still enough space for an expansion. So let's do that. Alrighty, so I've got the tools now, I think. Yeah, there we go. So we did import some tools. And that can just allow me now to basically add the cobbler's workshop. And we've got to first upgrade this burgage plot. And in fact, I'm gonna just go ahead and upgrade a few of them. Okay, so we just need... What do we need actually here? We need fuel and clothing. Okay. Now we've got our livestock pen here. I want to know... The stone cutting camp, you know what? We can destroy this. And then what I'm going to do is... I'm going to build my sheep farm over here. Supplies. Oh, okay. No, that's fine. So the sheep farm we can place over here. And then I'm going to just start to set up all my pastures. We're going to have multiple pastures. But I want to do pretty decent sized pastures. There we go. 38. Maybe do it a little bit bigger. 44. Yeah, let's go with that. So this will be our first pasture. And with the sheep farm, so the sheep are perfectly fine by themselves. They don't need to be tended to or anything. All the farmer does at the sheep farm is they will just basically get the wool from the sheep, and we can sell that yarn then also, just to provide some extra income for the regional mall. Okay, 2 days, then the raiders will come. So let's quickly add some more militiamen, or men at arms rather. Yeah, okay. Recruit Ministerialis. Okay, that's a new one. Alright, locked in early access. Oh, interesting. So, okay, this has changed. Locked in early access. That's really interesting. Okay, obviously we used to be able to upgrade armor. Upgrade armor. Import. Oh, okay, no. I see what this is. Okay, this we can do. But this is, I never actually saw this. Funny enough. Enemy has been spotted. Okay, let's just see where they're coming in from. They're not so far from the town, which I'm happy with. Really, let's do this. Okay, so I'm gonna have to assign myself a corpse bit here as well. Where do we get that? Can't actually remember. Where's the corpse bit, man? Ah, there we go. Right. Okay, so we're just getting all of our troops ready. I'm going to move them towards this location, kind of like over here, this open spot. Okay, I'm not gonna let them run. I'm gonna let them all just move here in a straight line. There we go. Okay, who's upset with me now? Okay, they need fuel and they need clothing. Okay, so from here, I think what I need to do is I need to add more workers here to the storehouse, just to make more goods available. Okay, so you can see the eggs are accumulating quite nicely. I think we can start importing our sheep. Let's see, we need one family that can work here. And we can say import. Let me just pause this before my people start attacking. So yeah, I'm going to only say import sheep. I'm not going to worry about the lambs. Maybe I should actually import 20. Because they're cheaper. I'll just say this. I mean, we've got enough money, so let's just do trade. Come on. Trade. Let's just do 10 of each, just to start with. Yeah. Right, okay, so here's the bandits. We're gonna take them on. I'm going to try and flank them with my spearmen from this side. And my retinue can just go straight in. Let's just go in over here. There we go. Attack them from this side. There we go. Okay, this is perfect. I think my archers can still kind of shoot here. They can still kind of shoot from here. Alrighty, it's only 2 groups of raiders, if I'm not mistaken, for the first raid. After that, they'll send 3 or 4 groups. There we go, so they're broken down. Just let the retinue also attack here. There we go, and they're broken down. Perfect stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna just let them go back to normal. And then from here, Let's just say construction priority high. Good, okay. So from the logging camp, I'll just maybe for now assign one family here to the corpse pit. And my family that's working by the church, I'm gonna let them also just temporarily work here by the corpse pit. See, now from here we can add another soldier to our retinue. Okay, so we're starting to get that benefit from the food variety now. Let's just see. Chicken coop. Okay, I still need to add my goats over here. Goats. Chicken. Chicken. I'll do the goats and then some more chickens. Okay, cool. I think that will just keep us going for some time now. So there's quite a few families that have got a berry now. But we've got 2 families assigned here to the corpse pit, which I think should be fine. Yeah, so there you can see now we're getting the market clothing variety, food variety, church level. Okay, all looking good. And I'll just say the sheep farm, make that a high priority. Yeah. I'm just going to systematically start upgrading more burgage plots over here. We need to have 3 burgage plots to level 3 to open up the next technology point. So then I think I'm going to go with the trapping, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to just go with that. Yeah, so we can see the meat. In fact, the eggs are now surpassing the meat. We're getting a really good production for the meat. Oh, sorry, the eggs rather. 60% approval, so that's climbing nicely. And the town's looking really good, in my opinion. Right, so we've got another family that came in. I think the 4 families that we've got here now is sufficient enough. Just to harvest everything that we need on that side. Still need families assigned over here. You know what, let's maybe do the weaver side first. I think this is going to be more important now. Not enough goods. Okay, let's just wait for the timber to accumulate. Let's just add another family here to the logging camp. Yeah, we've already got 3 sheep over here. So this is quite a slow progression, but once we've got a decent amount of sheep, we can start butchering them. And if you've got a decent, I would say about 60 or 70 sheep, then your meat production will really increase nicely. So let's see, we've got now 10 level 2 burgage plots, which is great. I think after I've started producing my yarn and also exporting it, then I'm going to maybe import some roof tiles, and then we can look at upgrading the houses to level 3. But we also need the tavern, that's another thing. Okay, but there you can see the meat and the eggs. It's looking not too bad, actually. Let's see here.
Fresh meat. Get your fresh meat here. No finer cuts in all the land. You'll not find
Oh, I still need to add pens over here. So goats. Okay, that's good. You can see the wood production is slowing down now again because they have to go a little bit further to get all the wood. Let me just see here for the war bows. Okay, never mind. Okay, I think what I'll do is let's maybe add another family then here to the logging camp. Looks like we're gonna need it. We've still got 3 spaces left for additional families to move in. Okay, I'm gonna remove all the families here from the corpse bits. I think we've cleared out everything. I'm not gonna worry about adding the family to the church.
so fresh.
Let me just see if I do add a family, if it increases the approval. I think it does increase the approval slightly. Oh yeah, okay, it does. Okay, so that is what it does. It does give extra approval when you've got a family that actually operates from there. Alright, so it does make a difference. I don't think it was like that. It must have changed with recent update. I do believe so. Weaver's Workshop. Not enough goods. I think we can fit it in here though. Yeah. I'm gonna rather do that. I'm gonna squeeze in the Weaver's Workshop right over there. I think it's a really good location for it. And then the malt house will probably be good over here. It looks like we're getting extra sheep over here. Yeah, there we go. Our shepherd bringing us a new sheepy. And going there to the pasture. Perfect stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna add one family here that can work here by the sheep farm. We're gonna get that extra market clothing variety soon. Yes, I'm gonna unassign this one family and we're gonna just assign him here to the Weaver's Workshop. There we go, and then we can start producing the yarn. And I'm gonna just look here by the trading post. We can then also start selling that after a certain point. Where is it? Here we go. Establish, export, and we can export this maybe when it's over 50, I think. I think that should be fine. Okay.
Step right up and set.
Okay, so obviously the food at this stage is a little bit of a problem, especially with meat. I'm gonna add 2 families that can work to just get some fish for us. But now as soon as we've got the butcher established and we've got a decent amount of sheep, we've already got 8 here now currently. So I'm gonna just let it build up, let them breed. We've got the sheep breeding activated, so they can just breed and systematically grow. And then what I think I'm going to do is one of my chicken coops I'm going to just assign to get a butcher over there. Lot level 2 low. Okay. Well, we can use one of our upgraded burgage plots in any case. And we can assign a butcher workshop. And we get a surplus of meat and hides. So then from there we can also get ourselves a cobbler's workshop. Let me see that. Yeah, so we can do that as well. Okay, it's looking a little bit better. We're getting now +2 for the market clothing variety, so that's good. But in any case, that's it for me for today's episode. We're gonna continue with this, and with the next episode, I'm gonna set up my fishing hut, as I've mentioned, and we're gonna let the sheep population just accumulate so that we can then set up the butchery as well. Once we've got that, and we've got the yarn that we're also exporting, I think it will be safe to say that we can start importing the salt to start producing sausages. I think we're gonna be far enough then. And just to create some extra food variety, and that's going to help us quite a bit. But thank you so much everybody for watching. If you are new, please do remember to subscribe, as well as press that like button, as it helps me a lot, and then I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.